Welcome to Review Rewind, the show where a couple of friends watch movies of old and aim to figure out if the reviewers were spot on or a little off. I'm Mike.
And I'm Tristan.
And this week we're talking about Man of Steel. Last week you really followed me on what I did, and I was really hoping you were gonna do the same, but I think I went too far.
I was trying to maybe do an opposite end.
We're good improv partners, you know.
Yeah,
it's a lost art, that improv. Anyway, what's your bright spot?
I think my bright spot is that we got to hang out this weekend.
Yeah, that's my bright spot too. That was great.
That was good.
And yes, we did watch the new Mission Impossible movie.
Yes, we did.
And maybe we'll make an episode about it. I don't know. I think we have feelings about it.
We have feelings.
So we'll see where we're at with that. But that's not what we're talking about today. No. Credits. I have an idea of what I'm going to do. I think people are going to hear it and go, "Oh, I see what he did." Anyway, director Zack Snyder, producer Charles Roven, Christopher Nolan, Emma Thomas, Deborah Snyder. So the team from the Dark Knight verse and Deborah Snyder. And then screenwriter, just one credit, David S. Goyer. This is his chance to shine.
Which we were talking, I don't remember if we talked about this last week on or off mic, but Christopher Nolan was involved in the writing process. Sort of.
I think at most he would get a story credit.
Yeah.
But
I think on IMDb he's listed as a story credit.
I'm going to assume a lot changed.
Yes.
Distributor, Warner Brothers, production company, Warner Brothers, Syncopy, rated PG-13 for intense sequences of destruction, intense sci-fi action violence in some language. Genre, action, adventure, sci-fi, fantasy, original language, English. Release date, June 14th, 2013.
Wow.
Budget, $225 million. Gross in the U.S., $291 million. Opening weekend made $116 million. And then gross worldwide, $670 million. So based on the U.S., it would have been a flop. But worldwide made it up.
Yeah, this movie was made for China.
Oy. Starring Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Michael Shannon, Kevin Costner, Diane Lane, Laurence Fishburne, Antje Traue. Ayelet Zurer, Christopher Meloni, and Russell Crowe. That's the right way to say it. He's Australian. Recap Rewind. And now we enter the Recap Rewind, where we rewind and recap the film for you. You know what? I was going to say that I have the solemn duty of rewinding and recapping this film. But then I remembered you have to do next week.
Oh, no.
Here we go. Millions of years ago, a planet called Krypton reached the pinnacle of evolution by way of mass colonization, and they crapped it all away by inexplicably ignoring all of their achievements and becoming isolationist Nazis. They developed their entire population based on one DNA structure called the Codex. So partners come together and order their babies. And they believed they had achieved everything and felt that mining the entirety of the planet's resources was a real good idea. Mm-hmm. Wait, wouldn't depleting the planet of resource result in inhabitable environment way before the implosion? Mm-hmm. Anyway, enters Jor-El, or Superman. A scientist, super soldier, tough guy, smart guy who knows what's happening to the planet. He believes the Kryptonians have gone too far and no longer live out what they believe. So he decides to do the unspeakable, have sex with his wife. They bear a child, naturally, because they believe the Codex dependence is the downfall of the Kryptonians. Jor-El goes to the sexless council to warn them, and he is ignored by old people who have never had sex. Jor-El, frustrated by the conversation, turns to leave, and General Zod enters to condemn and stage a coup, killing one of the council members and taking control. Zod has also not had sex. Zod tells Jor-El to join him, but Jor-El sees the sexless Zod as a violent extremist and declines. Zod tells him to take Jor away, but Jor ninjas the hell out of them and beats the shit out of some soldiers. Anyway, Jor and his wife, Laura, the two who and the whole planet who had sex, pack their newly born son into a spaceship and send him to Earth because he'll do good things there. Fast forward millions of years, plus 33 years, like Jesus, and we meet a guy, a nomad, a strong man, a flashback. Holy hell. We start the movie in the past and then fast forward to like 2-minute clips of the present to be laced with the past just a little closer. We meet John and Martha Kent, and John is a very complicated man. Honestly, he somehow believes his adopted son was sent here for a reason, but he never really says it. But he never actually really says that too much, and it always has to be the right time. He just implies it a lot. And the world will reject Clark, or the nomad, and he's gonna be great, but also he needs to be a farmer, but also he's meant for something more. And oh God, there's a tornado, and everyone is under an underpass, but the dog is still in the car, and Clark, oh shit, the strong guy's name is Clark, and he volunteers to go rescue the dog, which would have been believable because he's young and he's much faster than his old man. But John, for whatever reason, thinks it's more believable for himself to go and tells him no. And then John gets injured and Clark moves to save him, but John says no, and he fucking dies. I'm sorry, but this is the most pointless death. It's supposed to have meaning, but it just shows that John is hell-bent on keeping Clark from the world and that he would rather die, thus leaving Martha, thus leaving Clark to navigate all of his powers, all of his trials without him. I don't get it. Someone can try to make sense of it, and it won't. He did it. Oh, what if he did it to protect Clark? But if he had let Clark go in the first place, everyone would have been safe. Oh, he didn't let Clark go because of the bus incident where Clark saved a bunch of kids, but John was like, maybe you should let them die. And at that point, what's the message? They're trying to build the idea that John believed in Clark, but he didn't. He was just a scared man who would rather die than just take on the world with his son. I fucking hate this. Anyway, Lois Lane is investigating a thing they found in the snow, and Clark heard about this, so he's there too. The military... Okay, this I didn't write this, but this is so stupid. Lois goes...
Mm-hmm.
And Clark finds out about this too.
Somehow, yeah.
I think it was on the news. But there's no chance in hell a major military mission where they could have found an alien would be on the news when they're still like, we don't know what it is.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, the military doesn't know what it is. And they're just needlessly dickish to Lois, or maybe needfully dickish. But the thing is, the ice has been there for 20,000 years. And we find out that the ship is from Krypton and its security is awful. Not because it didn't protect, but if it kills everyone before they can establish a purpose, it could potentially kill allies, which most certainly it has done in the past. Moving on, Clark activates the ship. Lois sees it and writes an article that says aliens exist, but Perry White, editor and chief of the Daily Planet, says hell no, but not so crude, but also kind of contradictory. Anyway, she leaks it to a conspiracy guy, I guess. Meanwhile, Clark meets an AI version of his dad who talks about Krypton and how Clark will be a hero and teaches him how to do stuff, and he tells him his S means hope. Clark learns how to fly, but Lois tracks him down, which is a wild thing to pull off in the origin story, for God's sake. And Zod projects a message to the world's TVs that says, turn in Clark. He didn't know his name, but everyone knew what he was talking about. The conspiracy guy says Lois knows who Clark is, and so Lois gets arrested by the FBI, and Clark, as Superman, turns himself in. Clark says he's uncertain about Zod and tells Lois that the S means hope, and he surrenders to Zod. Long story short, Zod wants the Codex. Clark doesn't have it. They find out the Codex is Clark. They then try to terraform the Earth while getting the birthing chamber, and Clark works with the military to blow up Zod's ship, destroy the terraformer, and stop Zod from getting the sexless birthing thing. Seems like a portion of the city is destroyed. Lots of people die. Superman helps in destroying the city. Zod had a tactical advantage, but Clark, by all scientific means and by all science in the movie, should have had an easy strength advantage, but he did not. Eventually, Clark is able to get Zod alone by sending Zod's goons into the Phantom Zone, or what we assume is the Phantom Zone. Clark and Lois kiss for whatever reason. Zod vows to kill all humans. Clark snaps Zod's neck, and then Superman is portrayed as a Boy Scout for whatever inexplicable reason. Something, Zack Snyder sucks.
I think we're done here.
Yeah, that's the episode. 14 minutes. Nailed it.
We did it.
Nailed
See you
it,
next
team.
week, everybody.
Alrighty. Let's see. I think we might be able to do this just slightly different. I'm not sure. Did you heed my warning and take notes?
I started taking notes, and I was so exhausted by this movie. I fell asleep for 5 minutes and somehow felt like I missed everything and missed nothing.
Yeah.
And then I woke back up and I was like, I don't care anymore. And so I stopped taking notes because it was rough. So
yeah. Alrighty. So I don't know how to do this because my notes are chronological
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah.
But I also want to do the way we've done it many times before. Let's see. Oh gosh. I have so much I'm trying to say here. Anyway. Tristan,
Yeah.
what did you think of the movie overall?
Oh, other than the fact that I just said it was exhausting.
Yes, yes.
This movie sets up a certain feeling that it wants you to have, and it carries that for almost 2.5 hours. And it's nonstop. You know how I think we talked about it in Batman Begins, and it was kind of the same for the other two as well, where they had these ideas for like, oh, this would be a really great thing for somebody to say. Mm-hmm. And every scene was trying to be that.
Interesting. Okay.
That's kind of what it feels like. And so like the whole movie feels like it's trying to be this heavy, poignant, meaningful thing, but you don't get a break from it. Almost to the point where I wrote it down of this feels like a really high budget Christian movie.
Oh,
and it kind of is.
Kind of is.
Like the Jesus imagery is crazy.
If it was more on the nose, it would be in the skull.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I guess that's my thought is it just is trying to be this like heavy thing the whole time, but it also feels so forced.
Yeah.
That you don't connect with any of it.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think there are multiple points in this movie or multiple story perspectives that they introduced that would have been really interesting ways to tell this story. So, for example, there's part of the movie that is from the perspective of Lois Lane as a reporter doing research.
Right.
That in itself would be a very interesting movie to have Superman from the perspective of Lois, not Superman. But this movie brings in that idea and then stops.
Yeah.
And then there's another point where it kind of feels like a alien invasion movie where it's kind of, it's not horror, but it does have that alien thriller kind of feeling to it, but that doesn't carry through at all either. It's really unclear who the perspective of this movie is supposed to be from because it keeps changing as the movie goes on.
It's like the movie was written by 6 different people and then they just scrunched it all together without really planning it.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. The first hour and a half or so, I actually think if you did a little different on editing it, it could be extremely good.
Yeah.
I think you could have created something that was riveting, entertaining, all of that. But they didn't. Not just they didn't do it the way I would hope they would do it, but the general structure of the film is like 20 minutes of Krypton in a virtually completely CGI world. Lots of action, lots of movement, quick pacing. And then jump to Clark and it drops to an absolute crawl.
Yeah.
And it stays that way for a half an hour. It's lots of exposition and it's lots of like whatever. And then you get an hour of this dance between, not an hour, you get another chunk of time of this little dance between Clark and, his Kryptonianness. And then you have the alien invasion, which you then have a fight in Smallville, and Smallville's practically demolished.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes... Is that before or after he goes into the ship? That was after the ship.
Because he goes to the ship,
right.
And then he's like,
so that's
I'm not doing
Kryptonian.
that.
Yeah, that's Kryptonianness. And then it goes to like a slight crawl of like everyone planning what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like 30, 35 minutes straight of just like high tension.
Yeah.
To where you get no breathing room.
Yeah. There is basically, when there's an hour left of the movie, and that's including the credit time as well. But when there's about an hour is when he first punches Zod for trying to intimidate his mother.
Oh, right.
And then for the rest of the, like, from then on, it's like fight scene, small break, fight scene, small break.
It's fight scene, exposition.
Yeah.
Fight scene, exposition, fight scene, exposition.
Mm-hmm.
Moment of peril for characters we've had no reason to care about whatsoever prior to this moment, but suddenly we give a shit about them. And don't forget, there's about 20 minutes of taking the most wholesome character in DC Comics, Jonathan Kent, and turning him into a miserable asshole. There's about 20 minutes of that.
He's the worst. There are so many moments where there are characters that do something that is supposed to make the audience be like, oh no, but I don't care.
Right.
I care because you ruined Jonathan Kent.
Right.
The lieutenant that sacrifices himself. I don't care.
He's an asshole in the beginning.
He's like, who cares about that guy?
Yeah.
Or like Laurence Fishburne, Perry White. Like, we don't care about him. They're in peril. They're going to die. The only reason why I care is because I know he's an important character. But other than that, this character, this version of him, who cares? And I feel like that's the whole movie, is just, who cares?
Yeah.
And why should I care?
Yeah. And like was it Stevenson or whatever the guy was? Oh, what's his name? I want to make sure I say it right. Pick the right person so when I'm talking about him, people don't think I'm thinking of someone else. He's a big character actor. Oh, he's not in the first group. Shit.
Oh, from the Daily Planet.
Yeah, what was his name?
That guy was the worst.
Lombard. Steve Lombard.
Yeah.
Michael Kelly. You have this moment where he's kind of a whatever character, a throwaway character, honestly.
Yeah.
And then Perry calls him back. He has a moment of like humanity and he goes back to help and ultimately is willing to sacrifice his life to help. You're supposed to have this moment. And then he turns into a predator at the end of the movie. Because she makes a joke of like, you should go fish in the intern pool.
Mm-hmm.
And no one deflects it. This guy's just the creep who goes after the young new employees. It's like, oh, we have this real big moment of heroism. might be a predator.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I have so many thoughts, and also they can all be summed up in what I've said. Like this, there's just, I don't know.
It's weird. This movie does have a lot of things that could have been really cool.
There are moments where you're like, oh, that would be a fun idea, but it doesn't go anywhere.
But nothing they do feels to capture anything important about the character or the story. Okay, so let me just range through my notes a little bit.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to express, I don't think that we actually get a Superman who actually, I mean, I guess he does at the end, but I don't feel like he actually cares about doing good, because the entire movie is his dad telling him, don't help anybody.
Yeah.
Because then they're going to find you. But then everybody at every moment, they just hit this nail on the head so many times of like, you are important. You're going to change the world. You're going to help people. You're going to do these things. And then they're also telling him, you said this already, but like they're telling him, don't do it though.
Yeah, I don't get the message that John Kent is trying to give, because he's constantly contradicting himself.
Mm-hmm. First hour of the movie is basically them saying, you're going to do great things because you're Jesus.
Well, and that's the funny part, because I think the Jesus connection is makes it more egregious, because like Jesus understood what he was doing narratively. And like apparently everyone around him was constantly like, come on, Jesus. Come on, do something. And he's like, it's not my time. Like, he was very aware of it, and he was very, it was a formative thing in him that he knew when his time was. Clark does not know when his time is. And even in this moment, the reality is he had lots of moments where it was his time. And it wasn't until he's the reason that Earth could be destroyed that he finally comes through. So he just feels kind of like a shitty hero in that sense.
Yeah.
Because they only show him doing one good thing, and then he does like the pettiest thing. So I don't know how to feel about that. Like, his buildup, they don't show him doing good thing after good thing after good thing after good thing. They show him staying quiet and avoiding people and avoiding doing the right thing for the most part. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go through my notes. We'll talk about characters in a minute, but like, I want to go through this. So one of the things I started with, I skipped through the Krypton. I didn't write any notes in there, even though I have plenty to say, and we'll talk about it when we get into the characters. All right. Pete Ross is the ginger bully. He did not, in fact, see what happened. He was drowning. So he didn't see anything.
That's true.
So his mother was lying. He was lying. But everyone just took his word. But Clark could have just been like, the bus got up somehow.
Yeah. Well,
and then I noticed that he wasn't there, so I swam down to save him.
Yeah. Him saving him is not
that crazy.
A crazy thing. Lana has an excuse to be like, I think he might have pushed the bus out.
Yeah, but you could have just been like, she's got a concussion. What?
Yeah, she has a concussion. Or I fell out and I was just, lifting myself back out of the water.
Right. All right. And then I write, Pa Kent sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say contradiction after contradiction. So his whole storyline is just contradiction because he literally goes, I wish you would have hit him. But you gotta wait for your right time. Or never do anything. Don't show powers, even let people die.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. But you were sent here for a reason. And I kind of connect that in. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Because that was one of the emphasis. You were sent here for a reason. Don't let people die. But you were sent here or go ahead and let people die.
Yeah.
Even if it means you are not fulfilling your reason for being here.
Mm-hmm.
Lois Lane seeing Clark on the camera? Abso-fucking-lutely not.
At nighttime.
It is
camera.
It is outstanding. No, it is offensive that many people in this movie production don't know how cameras work. She could have had one, she was not using a monopod or a tripod.
Yeah.
So for her to get any kind of shot like that, she would have had the it wide open and probably would have had to have a delay on it.
She's also using the longest lens to get it's a long lens at night. Not that much light is getting in there.
Right. And then she somehow saw it in the eye scope
Mm-hmm.
and was able to almost immediately find it in the camera shot. And I'm like, nope, no. You and I, having spent many a summer and years doing that kind of stuff on the regular,
Yeah.
that's not how it works. Kryptonians were colonizers and got bored and went full space Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tied to its fate, but still embeds the codex. Why? I do not understand why the hell Jor-El went on this whole spiel about how bad the Kryptonians are going, this whole fake birthing, the codex, clearly showing that there is an issue with the codex, to then embed the codex in Clark.
Mm-hmm.
You then completely bastardize the thing that you went out to do, creating a kid the natural way, but then effectively completely changing his DNA.
Yeah, that's true.
So what was the point?
Yeah.
You just did it backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's funny. Yeah.
And then I wrote, this is when he's on the ship. Is Jor-El retconning? Because some of his telling of it is like, oh, you're making this a little more flowers and puppies than it was.
It actually was. During that scene, one of the notes that I took was that the Kryptonian technology hasn't changed in over 20,000 years.
So, are we to assume that Jor-El built all the ships? Or, like, designed them?
Apparently.
So, did he design the one that's been stuck in the ice for 20,000 years? Their timeline is so wacky.
Yeah, that I don't.
Because the idea that technology did not, like, intensely, that's like saying a floppy disk would work now. And that was only 30 years ago.
Yeah. That's the example that I was thinking of like, I could not plug that into my computer. I couldn't even do
a CD.
Mm-hmm.
And those aren't even that far gone.
Yeah.
That's what.
And it's a perfectly shaped thing that, like, it was made exactly for the key that he had to put into it.
And I think the thing that is so stupid is they could have never added this exposition and no one would have questioned it.
Mm-hmm.
You could have just, you didn't have to say, oh, this ice has been here for 20,000 years. You didn't have to. You didn't even have to mention that. What does that do for you? But also, this creates a whole fucking question about time travel.
I mean, there's a lot of questions that it opens up. Time travel
because
being one of them.
even their backstory, because he said they were in harmony or something for 100,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so how long did it take you guys to evolve to that point? Are you saying that is the start of your civilization as a functional civilization, like were you guys already technologically advanced, or were you saying your people started at that point? Because I'm thinking of our people, 50,000 years or so. We're halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're freaking space colonizers.
Give it like 2 more years and then we'll be there.
We'll be there. Elon Musk. Oh, okay. There's no way he flies that fast without throwing all those animals just the hell out of the way. He darts through people. He darts through savanna animals, herds of animals, not really affecting them in any way, shape, or form. But he's going hundreds of miles an hour.
And it's so close to the ground.
Yeah, he is. He's killing those animals.
Yeah. The shockwave.
It would have hurt them.
Yeah. Also, he learned how to fly really fast, mostly because an AI told him, hey, if you practice, you could fly.
And the idea of like how he's doing it and kind of the science, you could just say he flies, but how is he like going straight up in the air and then like hitting Mach whatever just on the get-go?
Yeah.
Henry's chest is just a little too hairy. You know, I know that's a little quip. I don't think that does the thing that they were really hoping. I feel like this movie was Manosphere before Manosphere, but just a little too much. A little too much.
Uh-huh.
Lois finding Clark and Martha is kind of terrible. Because we have to remind ourselves, he has not been Superman yet. So she just found him
because
just
she met him one time.
Right. And I don't know. If you're a nomad, that I don't know if she could have gone to each of those places, because those had to have been hundreds of miles away from each other.
Right.
Another came to Earth for a reason, but you're going to be a goddamn farmer. That whole conversation blew me away.
Yeah. Like, what are you getting at?
He's not Luke Skywalker trying to like get his application out and has to spend one more season in the harvest. John Kent is saying like, my father was a farmer. I'm a farmer. You're going to be a farmer. Even though I've spent your entire life saying you're going to be something great. You were here for a reason. But screw all of that, because you're going to be a farmer. I don't think that's what he meant by meant for something or here for a reason. I don't think he was sent here by some kind of god to be a farmer.
To till this yard.
Hey, you were sent here for a reason, because no one is going to till a farm faster than you.
We gotta get the wheat. We gotta get the wheat to the market so that we could.
Every conversation they have is so stupid.
I have to back us up for a moment.
Yes.
You're offended by Henry Cavill's hairy chest, and I had to look it up because I needed to compare. I have a hairy chest, so that everybody knows. I think what's offensive about this is that they definitely shaved under the pecs
Oh, I didn't.
and around like the stomach.
They made his body hair really weird.
It's weird.
I actually don't think that's my problem.
I'm gonna
Which
pull this
that is
up.
a problem because he's supposed to be. God damn it! You're
That's
right.
definitely shaved right there. Oh my gosh, a bug just fell from the sky. Yeah, so
Well, and they definitely like shaved his arms and stuff.
yeah.
They manicured him.
I think that's the weird part.
No, the weird part is for whatever reason they made his chest outfit really low cut. But now, hold on, look up Jor-El. Because
His chest outfit. What do you mean his chest outfit?
hold on, I sounded like an idiot. I know.
They just dressed his chest. Hold on,
No. Okay, so if you look at Jor-El's Kryptonian outfit, he has like a collar, and it almost looks like a really fancy polo.
Yeah.
And then if you look at Zod, he has like a normal. What are our t-shirts called? What are these called?
A crew neck?
Yeah, he has like a regular crew neck. But if you look at Henry Cavill as Superman in his, mind you, in his Kryptonian outfit.
Oh, like it's got like the flat.
It is like under his collarbone.
Yeah, I see what you mean now.
So for whatever reason, they made it lower on him than everyone else. And his little chest hairs are like, hello. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Is there more bugs?
I had to check. I don't know where it came from.
All right. John Kent's death is the most unnecessary death ever. That man just wanted to die.
Mm-hmm.
Clark's rationale is BS. So this would have been like, because he's explaining it to Lois, and then right after that he was like, my father knew the right time or something like that. And it's like, no, dude, you are coping with trauma, and you gave yourself like a really good situation to believe. That is not what he was doing. I'm sorry. It's not what he was doing. Then I put this, Diane Lane, 1965, Kevin Costner, 1955, Henry Cavill, 1983. I don't understand how old all these people are supposed to be, even though they say that Clark is 33.
Yeah, because there's
So she would have been
20 something.
Yeah.
But they definitely, like, I feel like they made them look older.
A bit. So she was 48 at the time. And Henry Cavill was 30. So he's supposed to be 33. I mean, they were trying to make her feel like she was like in her 50s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was just confused about the whole thing. And then if you even tried to make it what age they're supposed to be, if she is her age, then she was married at like 16. So there was a little bit where I was looking at them and I was like, Kevin Costner looks old. Diane Lane doesn't look old. And it's kind of hard to believe that she's his mom.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem with that until this moment where I'm like, wow, she does not look old enough to be his mom. She was okay in the role.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe bad casting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Who makes a copier with that kind of alert sign?
What?
So this pissed me off because they're trying to make it seem like I forget how the scene worked out, but it transitions into a giant alert on the screen, and then the camera pulls out, and it's just the notice on the copier.
Oh.
And it says alert giant, and then it says toner low, and I was just like, who makes a copier like that? That is the least believable part of this scene.
I did it. That's great.
It bothered me. Let's see. Oh, this is right when Zod goes into or hovers around the planet and starts overtaking all the media. And I say, why do they know English? Actually, why do they know all the languages around the world?
Mm-hmm.
They have not explored the universe in apparently thousands of years. Earth would not have had languages back then. There's no way they would have known.
Unless they have technology that can quickly analyze that. I don't know.
Look, man, they got a lot of technology. None of it seems helpful.
Yeah, especially when they are still flying around on dragon bug things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially that. Also, with how deteriorated the resources of Krypton would have been, there's no way those animals would have been alive.
No.
And then I wrote, I don't understand John Kent. I don't know how that fits into there. And then I put in quote, I don't know if the people of Earth can be trusted. And then I wrote, Pete Ross is evidence that they can. They can, in fact, be trusted because Pete Ross was saved by Clark. He was embarrassed by his mother's craziness.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next time we see Pete, he reaches down to help Clark because he respects him. He sees the goodness of Clark. And then he shuts the fuck up and never says it again and just does his job at IHOP. He could have said, hey, I know that alien.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he learned to respect Clark based off the good things he did.
Mm-hmm.
Why is no one talking about Pete Ross, the real hero of this story? I don't freaking understand. And then too, okay, back a little bit. Speaking of Pete Ross, when Pete Ross's mother, I assume Mrs. Ross, goes to the Kent residence to say that, what he did.
Oh, her name is Helen Ross.
Helen Ross. So I'm going to skip forward and then go back. After the conversation, John has a conversation with Clark. And Clark, says his piece. And then John does his spiel where he's like, you shouldn't do this. And then he says, did you see how scared she was? She said it was an act from God. She was not scared. She was overjoyed. She was in awe. She believed a miracle has happened. Yeah, that fanaticism is not great, but she wasn't scared.
Yeah.
And I think that scene alone tells you how fucked up John Kent is. Because he took something and, like, I could have seen it and said, hey, I understand what you're thinking. Clark just did a good thing and saved your son. No more, no less. And then tried to move on. And it's like, you do what's right. Watch your back about it because you could have this happening.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's like, do you see how scared she was? You scared that woman. You should never do this again because you're going to scare people.
Yeah.
What's the moral of the story, bro?
Nobody was expressing being scared. They were like, this amazing thing just happened.
Yeah. And you could have played it off. Like, you didn't have to do anything crazy. I wrote this down. This is right after. Here, it's an S, is a very dumb line.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to believe this Pulitzer Prize winning journalist who is apparently a fantastic detective is meeting with essentially a god and can't understand that that shape could represent something else somewhere else. She sounds like a friggin' idiot.
She could have said, it looks a lot like an S.
Yeah, but she was like, here, it's an S.
Yeah. I found the quote from Jonathan.
Okay.
That so Clark, you have to keep this side of yourself a secret. What was I supposed to do? Let them die? Maybe, but there's more at stake here than our lives or the lives of those around us. When the world finds out what you can do, it's going to change everything. Our beliefs, our notions of what it means to be human, everything. You saw how Pete's mom reacted, right? She was scared, Clark. Why? People are afraid of what they don't understand. Is she right? Did God do this to me? I don't think,
that is not a fair representation of that interaction.
Yeah.
In the slightest.
It's interesting.
Hey, buddy, your existence proves maybe God isn't what we think it is. John, support your son. Jeez. John is a bad dad in this movie. He's a bad dad, and it infuriates me as a father because every time I'm like, look, I don't know what it would be like to be in this situation where you have an alien for a son or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's not half the things he says to him. Because he's trying to scare him into not using his powers. That's what it feels like he's doing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, of course he's going to be freaked out if you gaslight him. Dumb.
Yep.
Okay. The Lois and Clark thing feels a little forced. I mean, there's chemistry and good acting, but the story doesn't seem to support it. I feel like if you had to tell the oh wait. This is a new line. I feel like if you have to tell the subtext of the story through flashbacks and visions, maybe it's not a good story.
Or like, just tell it in order. If we're going to spend that much time in a flashback, just tell it in order.
Yeah. I want to talk about that later, so make a note of that.
Okay.
We should remember that. They were so adverse to having sex that they spent 33 years collecting info but refused to populate on their own, which Zod...
Blasphemy.
Hold on. Zod is his own evidence for repopulating the traditional way, because he's literally trying to say, hey, we are going to repopulate with the perfect line, and if he thinks it's himself, what are you going to get from the codex? You're going to spend a whole bunch of just repopulate with the lady that's there. You like her. You want your children to be a Nazi, use the Nazi woman.
Use the Nazi.
Jeez.
Put that on a t-shirt. Don't put that on a
t-shirt. Their plan legitimately has nothing to do with Earth, does not need Earth in the slightest.
They could have gotten what they needed left and done it somewhere else.
Yeah. Zack Snyder believes in visions being real-time communications. Because so many things happen in this movie and future movies that are just visions, but somehow everyone treats them as though they happened. Clark always being put off. He's so angry to be Clark or Superman. Jor-El is Pa Kent? Is that the brooding dark twist? Jor-El fulfills the void of Jonathan Kent. He's everything that, like, he says everything that Jonathan Kent is supposed to say.
Yeah, and he actually provides answers where when, like, I know that Pa Kent doesn't know all the answers, but when Clark is like, hey, why? He just comes up with reasons why not to do something, where he's actually able to ask Jor-El questions and he gives him answers, even answers up to the point of launching him from Krypton to Earth. Like, that's how up to date that little computer chip was.
Right.
Which I thought was really funny. But yeah.
What a absolute shitty way to save Lois. Her face would have burned up. So
he was protecting her with his hairy chest.
No. What? I guess I can't remember. He saves her a couple times, but there's one time where he catches her, he turns, and an explosion happens behind him, but her face is over his shoulder a little bit. And somehow the flame doesn't follow
over the
shoulder, though it totally would. Like, her face would have been incinerated. Let's see. Him destroying Smallville is a choice. There's no way Superman would have won this based on the information they're giving us. Because never once do they say, hey, because I do think that there's like a comic book explanation of it, but there's a difference between the older Kryptonians being exposed to the sun for a week, a day, whatever it is, and Clark having bathed in it for 33 years. Now, hell, are they trying to say that they've been circling the moon for 33 years? Because that doesn't make any sense at all either. They would have been found.
I don't think they were saying that they've been circling the moon. I think
they were at Krypton for 33 years, and then they phantom drived over to Earth.
Or something.
Because they got the beacon. They got the beacon.
Oh, yeah.
So they were going to different planets. But so my point is valid. I was about to say, like, I think I just contradicted myself, but the point is valid. His muscles would have been developing in that. It would have been in the deepest recesses of his being, the radiation. They were just a little bit exposed to it. So his endurance, his strength, his defense should have been 1,000 times better than any of them.
And they tried to explain it away when he's fighting Faora, and she is like, what does she say? Or like, you're holding yourself back, or you don't believe in yourself, or something.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, there is a little bit of it makes sense where like he has all this strength, he just doesn't know how to use it because he's been told not to use it his whole life.
Right.
And then there's these guys who they're trained military, so like it makes sense why they'd be able to adapt to it faster. But yeah, there should not be an equal strength once he starts figuring out how to use it.
Tactically, they should have demolished him.
Yeah.
And they should have never been overwhelmed by him.
Mm-hmm.
But they did get overwhelmed. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
This was not the best villain for the origin story.
No.
This was a bad choice.
I think it's interesting how much they replicated or like modernized scenes from
Superman 2.
Like the them fighting in Smallville was definitely like hey, remember this scene?
Right. Tentacles trying to foreshadow Brainiac. It just felt like all the technology was like Brainiac.
Mm-hmm.
But not.
Yeah.
But like Brainiac, I think was Kryptonian.
Yes.
So it would make sense, but they never like make the full like, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I care not for their love.
Mm-mm.
Not a bit.
Is it even love, or is it just like you saved me and I thank you with a kiss?
Yeah. So this happens right after the bad guys get thrown into the Phantom Zone again. How did Clark not account for Zod? He was literally just fighting him.
Mm-hmm.
How did he not think, oh, there's that one guy, the worst one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot. I apparently got very upset with this. The people of Metropolis are fucking stupid. This thing has been pouncing on Metropolis for like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And there are still people coming out of buildings like,
what's happening?
What's happening? I just, let's see. Superman should have clear advantage. Oh, clear and present advantage, but he doesn't. That's the body. Floating head CGI. Happened a lot at the end. They were running out of time at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he okay the killing of the Kryptonians who got sucked into the Phantom Zone? Like everyone was like hell bent on him snapping Zod's neck, but then I was like, all those Phantom Zone people probably died.
Yeah, but it's an ambiguous death if it's a death.
But that's still something to account for, and he was just like, whatever. And then also he didn't have that feeling to all the people who died in Metropolis.
Mm-hmm.
It was just this. My hands are now on this, which doesn't make me feel good that he has actual empathy for people. It's just, oh, I now have blood on my hands. When in fact he has blood on his hands everywhere. But he only cared in this specific moment.
Yeah.
The fact that he saw he was in the center, the epicenter of this destruction and kissed Lois is nuts.
Yeah, that's definitely like hey, no time for this. I gotta go.
Yeah. We are surrounded in death. Look, I'm gonna upset someone with this, but that's like if the Twin Towers collapsed and then like they kiss then, because there's death. Like there's so much death. It's not a time to feel your feelings in that moment.
Yeah.
It's so forced. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Uh,
This is probably one of the most egregious versions of that, but I hate when movies have those moments because it's like, one, it feels forced. There's no reason for anybody to be like having a lingering moment when
Right.
we're in the middle of the most dangerous thing that's happening. And
Right.
you could argue that it came from like the trope originated from a like, here's a kiss for good luck kind of thing.
Right.
But it doesn't feel like that anymore. Now it feels like it's the payoff of the romance. They finally kissed. But like, no.
Why?
This is not the time for that.
No. It's let's see. Did he really believe he was made for greater things even at the end? Like, it doesn't feel like he believes it. Then I said, nothing John Kent did or say really make it seem as though he believed it.
Mm.
The journalism job is so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the explanation they didn't show him working on his English. They didn't show him working on the school newspaper. They didn't show him getting a degree. They didn't show him doing anything. He was a nomad. Hey, Clark, how'd you get that job at this prestigious news company as like a reporter when you've had no job experience for 4 years, 5 years? Because you've been Joe.
Yeah, it's all been under a different name. Not even his own name.
I think this is the moment that Clark and Lois see each other at the Daily Planet, and they like, they flirt a little. They do a little flirting, and I wrote, bullshit, because it was so stupid. Also, I'm sorry. This new Superman guy really pulls off the like Clark Kent doofy and then Superman real cool and all that. Henry Cavill does not.
No,
he's still a big ass motherfucker.
he's so
he's
big.
so big. It's not even just tall. He's just like even when he's wearing a suit jacket, he's like his shoulders are forward.
I feel like they're like, I've seen the meme about like people reacting to seeing somebody with or without glasses that they're used to seeing
Right.
the opposite, and being like, okay, I get it. I see how Superman could have gotten away with that. But when you are that big,
yeah, it's not just that he was tall. Like, I don't think Christopher Reeves gets the credit he does in that he was fit. Like, he was a strong, ripped dude, but he was still very lean. Henry Cavill is not lean.
No,
he is bulk as can be. I don't know if that's his fault or the people who did the workout sessions. They're like, we're going to make your shoulders as big as a bowling ball.
huge. Yeah.
Look, man, there's a point where bulk gets where like muscles get to the point where you're like, I don't think that person can wipe their butt. And he's like teetering on that. I know that he's not. I know that he's not that big. But when you put him compared to everyone else and then put him in a big old jacket and stuff, it makes him look that big. And then finally, no way that city would be back at it again so quickly.
Right.
They were just like recovered.
Yeah. They
like,
demolished half of that city.
No way. All the buildings near the Daily Planet, because they were right there. There's no way they would have let them. I don't know. Maybe it's been like 9/11 is the big thing for me to think of like in a metropolis, a major catastrophe. But I can't fathom that it would be safe to be in that building. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I can from how much that gravity, the gas lines, the electricity, the sewer, all of that would have been shattered.
Right.
And there's just no way, like, at least 2 blocks around it would have been a no-go zone.
Like, blocked off.
Yeah.
Nobody there.
Nobody there. Alrighty. Now we did this in a very unconventional way. Let's quickly go through convention, because I think we're just going to bitch about it, honestly. Henry Cavill, Clark Kent. It's not his fault. It's not his fault, but they made him bad.
Yeah, he was not written well.
His moodiness. Here's the thing. His moodiness and everything, his gumption for hesitation, all of that makes sense as far as what his dad told him.
Mm-hmm.
The absolute disregard for life and everything is kind of inexcusable.
This is such a random thought, and it really has nothing to do with Henry Cavill. Zack Snyder really likes his moody men, wet moody men by the sea.
Oh yeah, huh?
Because in everyone in this one with Ben Affleck in Justice League and Aquaman, like all of it, it's just like this is all the same thing is happening right now.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think he's not. I don't think this is Henry's fault. I think it is the way that it was written.
It's
like,
I don't even know if it's David S. Goyer's fault, because he is he's a big comic book guy. He's a big superhero guy. And I think there was stuff in here that was good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Zack Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find it, but because of the new Superman movie, it's kind of hard to find quickly.
Right.
But I did see a video of him, and Zack Snyder just like hates superheroes. He has a very weird view of superheroes, but basically the quote was something like, he was hearing from someone that superheroes should do this or that or whatever it might be, and he was basically like, fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
And he made superheroes like grimy, and the problem with it is you can make a complicated superhero movie with someone that is morally good.
Mm-hmm.
Because the world is not black and white.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many grays within the area. Because someone who's morally good will do the right thing. Okay, now the question is, what's the right thing? That's the question. I heard a question. I heard it somewhere today, and someone was asking the question, and is it morally right to steal if you're starving? And for me, it's like, well, hell yeah, laws are made up. Like, we make up the laws. Stealing is just helping protect capital. Who cares about capital when people are dying?
Yeah.
Oh, I believe I heard someone yell, "Commie." But that is a great argument when you have something black and white where someone who maybe was told to follow the right things but has been like Captain America. Captain America is morally upstanding.
Mm-hmm.
He is a morally upstanding person, both him and the new Captain America. Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
What's both their names? I'm forgetting both their names.
Sam Wilson.
Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers. Jeez, I forgot both of them. They are morally upstanding, and because they're not just looking at what society dictates is good, but what they believe is good, and what they believe is good is the betterment of humans, the betterment of man, the betterment of people, that their lives are made better. That cannot be messed with by the government. That, you know, corporations, whoever it is, does not have a higher say than making life better for people. Great. What was his moral thing? He has no moral argument. There's no moral, he has no moral compass because no one has set for him what he's supposed to do. His Earth dad sucks and just wants him to hide away from the world because he himself is afraid of the world, which is such a good representation of him. Like, the thing about John Kent, Pa Kent, was he was supposed to be this Midwest guy who taught his son, who was an alien, to care for people, to be kind to people. He was what was supposed to be the heart of America, quote unquote. Not to mention that Superman was made by two Jewish guys who were experiencing great bigotry against them and created a hero that everyone who's ever been oppressed could stand by, blah, blah, blah. John Kent didn't embody a single goddamn thing about it. Not one. He was afraid of the world. That just made him seem racist and xenophobic more than anyone else, because he's trying to say, hey, the world is scared of what they don't know. And it's like, John Kent, you don't know a whole hell of a lot, so you're pretty freaking scared. And then Jor-El just retconning everything. I don't understand his message, because he's it feels like an impossible mission for him to send his son on, because he sent him to Earth specifically because he knew that Earth's radiation environment would elevate his body. And knew that he would be essentially a god. That is so much pressure to put on a baby and then hoping that they get someone that's good to them. There's no way they could have made sure that he was good.
Yeah.
They couldn't guarantee it. So they were essentially sending a god to a planet and just flipping the coin, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That might be just as derelict as John Kent.
Yeah. And they had no way of, like, it didn't seem that the pod that they sent him in had the technology for him to be able to speak to Jor-El. He had to accidentally find a spaceship.
Oh yeah, that doesn't make
under
any
the
sense
ice
at all.
And that is how he was able to communicate.
Why did they do it that way?
I don't know, because it puts that, they gave him this thing that's like, hey, if you can find a socket to plug this into, you're going to learn everything you need to know, but we're not going to give you the thing to plug it into.
It's the worst message you could give a young man, you know?
Yeah. Go plug this in.
You got a thing, and you just got to stick it in the right hole, man.
Yeah.
Speaking on that particular plot point, he puts the thing in. Okay, now we do sound perverted. He puts the key in. It initiates the ship that is.
It's the only thing
that has to be
put into holes.
That has to be 20,000 plus years old. Excuse you? What'd you say?
I was like, you didn't get it.
No, I didn't hear it.
I said it's the only thing they've been putting into holes.
Hey. Everybody. Maybe this is why we have such an incel problem in America. It's this movie. So he puts the key in, the ship initiates, it flies off somewhere else. And then we're just supposed to believe that everyone's like, where did it go?
They're not looking for
They're
it.
not looking for it frantically, that there's a spaceship that just flew out of ice.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, it didn't leave orbit.
What's his name? Somewhere. Colonel Hardy saw it with his own eyes. Dr. Hamilton saw it with his own eyes. Mm-hmm. This is like some Indiana Jones level gaslighting of themselves. I know we're all over the place.
We're all over the place. There was something that I said earlier that you're like, we should talk about that. I don't even remember what that was anymore. I'm sure one of our listeners right now is like,
so
hey,
I guess we can actually talk about it. Henry Cavill, because I think your point is valid. What you had said is the starting in the Krypton and then doing the flashbacks and a bunch of flashbacks and everything.
Doing it in order, yeah.
Doing it in order. I think what would have been a really risky but really interesting and would have totally worked, and you wouldn't have had to refilm anything, is if they started it with Clark on the boat. And then he has the flashback of his dad, whatever the thing is. And then as they're doing that, they go into Jor-El. Oh, maybe they would have had to refilm a little bit, like Jor-El putting in the information about Krypton into the machine. So he's saying it. He's like, son, you're going to learn about Krypton and it will be this, 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 this. And then they have, the same cuts. He's in the diner, and then they cut to the bus scene and all of that stuff. And then John shows him the ship, and it's like, you were meant for something more. And then cut back to him being born on Krypton. Like splice in all the Krypton stuff into that whole flashback.
Like have that all be part of
it. So he's having dual
20 minutes.
Yeah, dual flashbacks, all that stuff. And I think it could have worked. Like I think someone could do like a fan edit where it works. It just doesn't make any sense to have 20 minutes of really intense action. And I say intense action because Hans Zimmer, you get an A+ for this one. This one felt cinematic. It felt environmental. It felt situational, but it worked every single time. And I don't really think it had too many memorable melodies, but it worked really well. It had the one that is like the faux Superman theme. It's just going up a scale.
Yeah,
but
I think this Superman theme is better than the Batman theme.
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
for sure.
Oh yeah.
But something that I noted is there a scene where there is no music happening?
Oh, shoot. That's a hard question because this is a long movie.
Because it's a long movie, and I think there was atmospheric music the entire time.
Which was very different from the Nolan movies. Because in the Nolan movies, there's lots of time where there is no music going on.
There's nothing happening.
And that is, do you think that's a Snyder pick? Like, is that a decision he would have made? Probably.
I mean, again,
which is a different
listen, but that's part of what was feeding into what I said at the very beginning of the feeling that it wants you to have.
Right.
And it keeps you in that feeling the entire time. And sometimes it gets a little bit more intense, but it's always it never goes below a certain threshold, and it's because you constantly have this very poignant music playing in the background. And then it gets intense when there's fight scenes, and then it comes back to still this very poignant. Like, I don't know if there's a scene at any point where there's no music. According to this, there's only 100. There's 1 hour and 27 minutes of music. So they definitely repeated some stuff.
They reused a lot. But here's the thing. I will kind of not correct you, but mention, for a film having an hour and 27 minutes worth of music, even for a 2+ hour movie, that's a lot of music.
That's a lot.
Because they repeat stuff all the time. And so this is saying, while they did repeat a bit, for the main songs, they didn't repeat everything. I do think this contains one extra thing. Oh, it's 28 minutes. So it's still an hour's worth of music. Which is a ton
long. For like often when you look at soundtracks, they're really short, like usually less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And tracks.
Right. They're not. So for those of you who don't know too many things about music, you're going to have the songs that are the main ones. And the things that movies used to do a lot of is they would have overtures. Which would be, it could happen in the end credits, whatever it might be, but it has a little bit of all the songs throughout the movie. All right, so this is the main theme, I believe. It takes a little while to get there, but here we go. Lots of synthesizers. Here it is. Oh, I feel like this is when he's talking. This is the main one. Yeah, I can hear it in the chords. Should go up.
This really feels like a deconstructed version of the old Superman.
And then Dark Knight. Yeah, I think that is a fair comparison. I think the thing you're hearing too is like it's a major scale. I'd have to listen to it more because ear training's a little off, but it's doing a 5 6 7 1 or a 1 2 3 4. So it's going, and then the chords around it are really like building it up. But let's see, Superman Legends. Nope.
Not Goldfinger.
Though that is also a great Superman. All right.
Concert version.
Ooh, concert. Is this it? Oh, this is a prelude. Hold on. God, he loved those. Like a super deconstructed.
Yeah. I mean, I think really it's not the same at all.
It's not where they take
the theme and they make it super slow.
Right.
But it feels like Hans Zimmer listened to this and was like, how do I capture an essence of that, pull it apart, and make it this really slow building
thoughtful
thing. Like,
kind of moving.
I feel like it does a good job of sounding like Superman.
I see that. I'm not against that at all. I think they are dramatically different, both melody and everything, but feels like there's that. It's not connected in the same way of like Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who have never seen Wicked, there's a theme that happens throughout the whole movie where it's unlimited,
Mm-hmm.
unlimited, and that is from Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
So that connection is there, and there's a very like obvious and distinct connection there. This one feels very not obvious, but somehow feels very connected to it.
Yeah. Like it has a familiarity, even though it's not the same thing at all.
Yeah. It's very different.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that intro. The because how he's building the chords is almost similar to how Hans Zimmer's building the chords in his Rise. Like it's like you're adding something a little more to it. You're adding a little more. The chord is moving, but you're still adding it in a similar way. So it creates like a familiarity. We might be full of crap, but it's there. Alrighty. Lois Lane.
We got way off track there. Lois Lane, I think
Amy Adams is a superb actor.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have low-key always had a crush on Amy Adams. There's something about how she can play, and I don't know if I've ever really seen an interview with her outside of her roles. But her role, like she can play super nice, someone with gumption, mean, cruel, whatever it is, and it all feels right.
Mm-hmm.
And so Lois Lane being the reporter with gumption, a really good detective, and takes no crap from anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Believable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She did her job. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she did a good job with it. And like the way that she is somehow able to pull off the innocent sounding, but also is going to push back when people try to be like, oh, you just go over there, little girl. And she's like, no. Like, I'm here to do my job.
Right.
I don't know if I have any notes about like how the character is written, because
poorly.
Like
I think she does it really
everything
well.
about this is bad.
But her whole relationship with Clark doesn't make a lick of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not because, like, let's kind of tear a level down, go a little, what's it called? Animalistic, I guess you could say. He's attractive. She's attractive. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
She's in awe of the fact that he's like a god.
Mm-hmm.
There's something to that. Anything more than that, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But they try to make it seem as though there's this huge, deep connection. And they had the one interview, and it was a bad interview. And that was it. Like, I don't know how they've really... There's something more there that they just didn't show.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be.
Yeah.
But otherwise, Amy Adams did good. Oh.
Yeah. All right. General Zod.
Well, I don't get his obsession with the Codex.
Yeah, I think it was almost better when we saw him in Superman 2, where all we knew was he's just a bad guy. Like,
I kind of think they could have gotten away with that.
Mm-hmm.
His obsession with the Codex doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for his own argument.
Mm-hmm.
Because him saying, we will...
Because he's a believer in the, like, we have to create synthetically these children.
Well,
but but we have to change. We have to write out the weak and make them this
don't
specific
use
way.
the Codex.
Yeah,
that's the simple answer, but it feels ignored.
Mm-hmm.
The simple answer is, okay, find the birthing chamber. If you're not going to do it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Find the birthing chamber, use your DNA, use whoever you trust to be the other DNA, and create a baby that way. Skip the Codex.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem. No, here's the problem. If everyone is born from the Codex is in their DNA.
Mm-hmm.
They all have the DNA.
Yeah.
Why? Why? That just clicked in my head. They all have it. Clark was the only one who didn't have it, and then Jor-El forcefully embedded it in him. But everyone is born from it, so it is in their DNA.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way that there is a ridiculous amount of people in the world who are related to Genghis Khan.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in their DNA.
Yeah. I feel like the scientist guy that was on Zod's ship could have just been like, let me take a blood sample from everybody on the ship and we'll identify
the good things,
and we'll go from there.
Because that's what they were going to do with Clark.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no. I thought about it too long, and now this makes even less sense than it did.
We broke it
10 minutes ago.
We broke it. We've been here too long, and we broke it.
General Zod makes no sense. His anger is completely unjustified. In the beginning, when he's doing the coup, makes sense. Because they damned everyone. Do a coup. That's fine. But then they got caught, so it was like a bad coup.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they could very easily have just been like, hey, we survived because we were in the Phantom Zone. We got brought out of the Phantom Zone when the planet exploded. And now we can do exactly what we wanted to do because all the people that we wanted to kill are dead. And now all the people who believe in the things that we believe are here. So let's go start over again. Like, they don't need...
Also, I guess a note. They went through planet to planet to planet, found a bunch of equipment, and in all the things they found, they didn't find another birthing chamber. They had to use the one from Earth.
Why was there one on Earth in the first place? Does that mean that the people on Earth
and then what happened to the bodies?
To Kryptonians?
So did it crash? No, because there was a dead body in the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So were they sabotaged? If they would have said that they spent a long time like colonizing, okay. The Kryptonians suck. They sound like a horrible civilization. Because Jor-El was trying to make it seem as though they're peaceful, but they're going around terraforming planets, never mentioning about the life forms in there. So how many planets did they terraform until they landed on Krypton? And why were they terraforming every single planet? It made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Why were they going out? And apparently they hit thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of planets. Because they made it all the way to Earth. Oh, so let's speak about this. I guess this is a good time to speak about it. How does time work? Because Krypton being destroyed has to be millions of years ago.
Space travel and time is weird and relative.
Right. But so they have the phantom drive that allows them to cut through space. And it seems as though it makes it an instant transport. So did they have that phantom drive 20,000 plus years ago for that ship to get into the Earth?
It sounded like the phantom drive was this newer development from Jor-El.
So even by their own history, there's no way that ship would have made it to Earth unless it had the phantom drive. And if it did have the phantom drive, it would have had to have been more recent. So the 20,000 years makes no sense at all. No matter how you cut it. So that happens. Jor-El is either 55 years old or 50,000 years old. Because he apparently invented everything. Also, how long has this planet been dying for? And how are these people surviving? Some person tried to say that their suits are to protect them from the environmental issues. And I was like, that's cool. When he was flying through the planet, it looked lush. There was some like red everywhere, but it's a red sun. They never explicitly say it, but it's a red sun. So it just looks that way anyway. How long has this planet been dying? I don't understand how old he is. I don't understand Jor-El. We're talking about Jor-El now. Screw it.
Yeah.
I don't understand who he is. Because he's supposed to be the scientist. Is he an army scientist? Is that why he knows how to fight like a ninja? And shoot really, really well?
Yeah, he does seem very trained.
Oh, hey, another note. Just a weird one. They had stopped conquering planets thousands of years prior to what's happening at the beginning of the movie. Okay, fine. That's fine. Why do you have weapons? Why do they have an army? Zod shouldn't exist unless they're still trying to conquer planets.
But they're not.
And they haven't been for at least Zod's entire life.
Unless there's some form of turmoil between the colonies on the planet.
But they have a magic rule where you're not supposed to hurt a Kryptonian.
It's true.
So they have a magic no-kill rule, which I think is their way of like implanting that into Clark, but no one ever freaking says that again. No one says that to Clark. He doesn't know of this magical rule. So him snapping Zod's neck, who cares? There's nothing in this movie that makes makes him killing a bad thing. Nothing.
Yeah, there definitely should have been something that
made if he would have if when he was getting bullied by the second bully, Smallville, a lot of bullies.
Yeah. We should rename it to Bullyville.
Bullyville, yes. I always feel like Smallville is supposed to be this little like slice of Americana, slice of American pie, like Clark is supposed to have like good memories of it, like issues for sure. Everyone has issues, but a good memory. That city fucking sucks. Like, it's a bad city. It's a bad place to grow up. But on that note, second bully, he says, I wanted to punch him so bad. And John should have said, I wanted you to as well. But you know what would have happened? He would have died. And then you would have that on your conscience, in your hands, and on your heart for the rest of your life. No matter what you do, we can't let that be what you become. Oh, great. Now he's like, I got this pressure. My dad's voice in my head of like, you can't become this thing, but he has no choice. Now we have a moral argument. Now we have that place of, is killing okay if it ultimately saves all the lives? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't condone violence, but we don't get that.
Yeah.
This is, we don't know why he's so upset about it. Maybe he's just finally letting out the frustration of the whole ordeal. But I would believe that more if he had done that when he was with Lois. Instead of kissing her, what if he had like an emotional like, That's when he should have been in shock. No, we gotta save it for when he snaps his neck.
We gotta save it for later.
Because there's that moment really feels like someone, whether it's Zack Snyder or whoever it was, like we're gonna make Clark freaking kill this guy. It's gonna be great. It's gonna snap his neck so bad. It's gonna be awesome. Like that's what it feels like. But then we have to go, well, how do we make him react to it? Like, oh, right. Oh, maybe we should make him feel like bad about it. Okay, cool. Does he feel bad about all the other people who were killed? Nah, he tries to get some. You know? Tries to get a little Lois. It's gross.
He's about to use his codex.
Hey, everybody.
Is this worse than us talking about the horniness of a movie? I think so.
Just making it horny. This movie was so horny that they had to have an entire race of people who just were incels. Because they are voluntarily celibate. Wait, incels involuntarily celibate.
Yeah. So just
maybe societally they're involuntarily.
The cells.
Yeah. They just don't. That whole plot point. Throw it out. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
No. You could have just had Clark be like a baby, and it was John or Jor-El saw the writing on the wall of the planet and was like, I gotta send this kid out. I'm not gonna let him become like the other children of. There's so many good source materials that would have worked out better than, oh, by the way, and maybe it's in the comics, doesn't work in this.
Yeah. He's the only naturally
way,
born child.
He's like Jesus, but the opposite. Like the inverse. Everyone else is essentially immaculate or AI conception. And he's the just human one. He's literally the opposite of Jesus. I don't know. Martha Kent was great. She's fine. You know what's annoying is she was really good up until after the truck like went through her house and she's like cleaning everything up. And then she says a line where she's like, your father saw it. And then they did the cape thing. But then she like says essentially something that like John would have said. It's like, no. You stay you. Don't be John. Be better. Learn from his mistakes.
See if I can find it.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if there's anyone else, though. No. Kevin Costner. I think we've talked about him before. He's fine. He played a piece of shit real good.
Martha says he always believed you were meant for greater things, and that when that day come, your shoulders would be able to bear the weight. Yeah, I would just wish he could have been here to finally see it finally happen. He saw it, Clark. Believe me. It doesn't have what her line after that is.
And why should we believe you? He gave us nothing to believe otherwise. If anything, when Clark was running around with a cape and John was just staring at him, John could have had a stroke. I don't know, man. He just could have had a medical thing that was happening. There was nothing. He could have said something to Martha to be like, he's going to be something someday. But he just stares, kind of like, not passively, not almost like a trance. But that's not, I'm judging too much, I guess. That's not how you look at your kid. Like, I don't know. You could be enamored by them, but he looked like he was out. He didn't look happy. He didn't look anything. And so the idea of like, he saw him, she could have also said the line, the line could have been suggested while you're seeing that. He's like, he saw you and he saw what the world would do to you. And you could have used the same visuals and it would have been the same thing. Or like would have those words would have justified those visuals. You know what I mean? Like they just put random words into this scene.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyone else you want to talk? I don't really care. Like you said, everyone's a throwaway character.
Yeah.
An unnecessary, like Dr. Hamilton, we're supposed to care about him. He dies. Don't care.
Don't care.
Colonel Hardy, he dies. No one cares. John Kent dies. We only care because it's like, why?
Yeah.
Perry White doesn't die, but it's not really impactful either way. General Swanwick, who cares? Who cares about this guy?
The only like interesting thought about him is that like he's supposed to be Martian Manhunter.
Is he?
In disguise. That, I mean, I think that was what was originally in the script, or at some point was in the script, and so that's why in Justice League
he comes back.
We see him turn into the Martian Manhunter, is because this was supposed to, like, I don't know if that was just rumor and then they turned that into reality because Zack Snyder likes to do some fan servicey type things. Or if that was actually part of the original thing. I think there was an edit where that was revealed in that last scene, and instead we got I think he's kind of hot from the girl.
You know what though?
But like it makes sense.
If they would have put Martian Manhunter in throughout the movie as like the voice of reason and as the, hey, you're not alone. Those people up there, they don't want you, but I can tell you, you're not alone in this.
And there's some
that
lines,
may have made me care about Clark.
Yeah. There's lines that he says where, like, not all of them, but there's a couple of things that he says where you're like, oh, if you think of it as the fact that he's an alien himself, that makes this more interesting. But we didn't get that version, so it makes none of it interesting. And Clark would know. Clark would see him and be like, hey, I can tell that you're an alien in disguise. And so when he tells him whatever the last thing that he said, like we're on the same side or whatever it is at the end between the conversation, or he says, I guess I'm going to have to trust you. And he flies away. Like he knows that he's an alien. And then that makes that more interesting.
Also the like weird trying to sneak in. You've got what's her name? Major Carrie Ferris, who I think is supposed to be Carol Ferris, who is Hal Jordan's
interesting. Yeah.
love interest / eventually becomes a Pink Lantern. I think pink or magenta. So she becomes Star Sapphire. But they call her Carrie instead of Carol. So there's that weird thing where, like you said, it fan service, but it also doesn't like go all the way. So it just feels very unnecessary. It could just call it someone else. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Does this movie have any quotes worth giving a damn?
No.
Alrighty. And now it's time for the review. I'm so mad at this movie.
You don't even say it anymore.
I know. Metacritic, 55% positive reviews. Rotten Tomato, 57. Rotten Tomato audience, 75. IMDb audience, 7.1. A lot of the audience feel either positive or conflicted. A lot of the reviewers, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and read the positive review.
Tampa Bay Times gave it a 100. Crazy. Man of Steel is more than just Avengers-sized escapism. It's an artistic introduction to a movie superhero we only thought we knew.
And at the end of the movie, you still don't know him.
You still don't really know him.
All right. This next one is a long one because I wasn't satisfied with the one line that was like previewed. Slant Magazine gave it a 38. Snyder overemphasizes the direness of the narrative, especially its conflicts, the result of which is the Man of Steel feels both naive and pretentious. The filmmakers don't honor the sense of duty, moral or otherwise, of the brave soldiers and citizens portrayed here as much as they underline the importance of sacrifice through suffering and death, which echoes the film's unsettling sense of martyrdom and inherently masculine. The major male characters all die or openly accept death out of sacrifice either to Superman or their fellow man. Laurence Fishburne's Perry White is a useless figure until he nearly dies while attempting to pull a coworker from the rubble of a totaled metropolis, a sequence that coldly recalls 9/11 with ash perpetually falling like snow. The archaic, manipulative rhetoric never stalls the kinetic pace, but there's little sense of what drew the excellent cast to this fiasco. The seemingly fresh, largely humorous austerity of this new Superman masquerades a return to the character's roots in propaganda rather than inventiveness, which was embodied in Bryan Singer's triumphantly imperfect Superman Returns. Stiffly upper lip rather than tongue-in-cheek, Man of Steel is meant to condescendingly flatter Snyder and Goyer's imagined audience in suggesting that we have plenty of heroes as it is, and that the son of Jor-El is just another member of Team America.
Rock on.
It's a hell of a review. And I don't disagree. Yeah, I thought that was kind of like that weird thing of a lot of the story is, you know, you're meant for better things, but it's kind of just like be a man. But what is being a man? And all the male characters are just like the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Jor-El feels like it was like, we have to make a badass man. This guy is smart. He knows the planet's going to end, and he can kick some ass and get some tail.
Yeah.
Like, he's the manliest man because he's the only one on the planet who's had sex. And I still can't get over the fact that Jor-El was like a ninja, like that he could fight. Why? Why could he fight? What in his history? Who is he? He just feels like one of those like soldier scientists that is like, well, we did a lot of good science, but I also killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Which makes his character even more confusing.
I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah. So what do you give it?
What do we give it?
I'll say mine first.
Go for it.
D+.
Okay.
I say D+ because as much as I hate this movie, there's some stuff that's kind of fun. But the story is so convoluted. It's so. I think the biggest detriment is that idea that it feels like 6 different people wrote it and then they just chunked it together. I know you're not a big Simpsons person. They wanted if whoever's listening is a Simpsons fan, you may get this, but there's an episode called 22 Short Stories in Springfield, something to that thing, and it is 22 stories that ultimately are all connected, but each little story was written by different people, but it was connected really well. But this feels more like a Treehouse of Horrors that they were like, but they are all connected. And Treehouse of Horrors is Halloween stories. It's usually 3, 4, whatever, that are completely different and not connected in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like. It feels like they were trying to connect all the dots, but like once you get into the chunks of the story, you're like, I don't know how this connects to the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Because like Jor-El's actions don't line up with what Jor-El tells Clark.
Yeah. No, it really does feel like somebody's like, oh, this is a cool idea. But then they didn't like see it through. They just kind of wrote it down. I was leaning towards D. So we're kind of in the same zone.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not like a complete failure. There's some CG that's interesting and some CG that is rough.
There's definitely some scenes where you could tell, oh, they spent a lot of time on this. And then there's some scenes that is like, you rushed the hell out of this. And then there's some scenes where, like, I don't know, the shot's okay, but why? What was the purpose? You just did this to get that screenshot of the comic book kind of thing. Like him in front of the safe. It's like, you didn't need to do that. You could have not done that.
That's another thing that Zack Snyder likes to do is take a frame
and build a scene around it.
And make that frame happen. Yeah.
I believe it was Cody Johnston who worked for Cracked. He did a little video essay about how Zack Snyder makes movies just to make moments. He doesn't tell stories, he makes moments. And that has been kind of the driver for how I view a lot of Snyder movies. And when you do that, the whole production makes more sense. The movie still makes no sense, but the production and what he's aiming for kind of makes sense. It's the issue. It's the J.J. Abrams mystery box thing where you focus on like a technique or a methodology and damn all the rest. And so, you know, when J.J. was doing Star Wars, he didn't have the big picture of the whole thing. He had the moments and that like mystery, but he didn't have the whole picture. And, you know, people give Marvel crap all the time and Kevin Feige and all that stuff. But like, there is kind of a line, regardless of its flaws, that is drawn through at least phase 1 through 3 that connects everything decently well. And you have to imagine how many writers, directors, everything. And that means that there was one person who kind of had like at least semi a big picture.
Well, and they even go the step of testing it out in the comics first. And then if it's successful, then they bring it to the screen. Like they develop it all. So even if it's something that they don't have the through line from Iron Man to Avengers, they are still going to be like, okay, we have the idea of the path that we want to take. Let's test some things out in a way that is not going to disrupt too much. And when we find a thing that people take to, we'll throw that in. It doesn't always work, but at least there we can see that thought process.
Yeah. This doesn't have that at all. It's one thing to go, you make a movie and you try to persuade the story into a sequel. This one could barely persuade itself from scene to scene. And that's where we're left. I feel like we could crap about this movie all night long.
But we got to save some of that crap for next week.
Oh, God. If I felt angry now, I feel like next week I'm going to be very angry.
For those of you that are wondering and haven't put it together, because I don't remember if we said it or not, it's Batman v Superman.
Dawn of Justice. Whatever the Wonder Woman scene is.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure I'm going to have so many nice things to say about
Martha.
And then we are also going to try to watch the new Superman. I don't know if we'll make an episode about it, but we are definitely going to try to watch it in some capacity together, or talk about it in some way. Yeah. Maybe we'll share that. Maybe we won't. Maybe it'll just be our little.
Just keep it to ourselves.
Keep it to ourselves. Thanks for damaging yourself with me.
Hey, there was a lot of damage this week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh God, I forgot that we did that one too. Well, I'm sure next week will be better. But audience, thanks for listening, and remember, review those rewinds, and we'll see you next time.